So much for going outside and doing something. All right, you're back. Didn't get bad. Great, man. What can you do? Mother Nature. So I guess now we just do salsas. So I'm making these salsas. I'm gonna make green salsas, red salsas. That's just one salsa. It's called ranchera salsa, and you fry it. Then you're done boiling everything, all the chilies with these. They're called pasilla. I don't know what they're called in English, but they're called pasilla. Then I make another type of salsa you cook with meat. It's California dried chilies, and you make them with the green tomatillos, the red ones, onions. I got everything. I'm gonna kind of boil them, I think, and then roast them. And I got some more over here's the green ones for the green salsa. Add some more peppers to it and everything, and make that one for like green enchiladas and pork in green sauce. And my dog done fucked up my glasses. And dang it, can't have nothing nice. Took off all the little pads on for the nose. This. Oh man, I can't hate them. I don't get mad at them. They don't know any better. It's my fault for leaving them down there. Should be more careful. Not the only thing they messed up. They messed up hearing aids. They messed up all kinds of stuff. Going back to so much for being outside. Yeah, finally my hair grew back to a certain point. I had to go bald because I tried cutting my own hair after years of thinking about doing it, and I wouldn't do it because I was afraid of messing up. Then one day I was like, well, I'm just gonna cut my own hair and see what happens. Anyway, it'll grow back. And sure enough, the fears came true. I went bald. So I shaved it all because I messed it up really bad, but now it's finally growing back, thank God. Got the candles going. Dang Mexicans, right? Got 4 of them. St. Michael candles. I need all the help I can get. I just burned 2, won't burn 4 at the same time. Like, man, this dude really needs our help. But nothing else to do, man. I hate being inside so much. I hate it. Hate not being able to be outside and film things, or be out just outside walking or anything really, doing something. Hate being indoors. I'm not the video game type of person, or I do play them every once in a while, but watching TV or movies or shows, I just can't do it, man. I just feel angsty. Start getting up, doing things, but life's too short to be wasting your time on stuff like that. Not that it's bad, because some things are really cool to watch, like shows. Like I really like the show called it's on Netflix. It's called Lucifer, which it's getting kind of retarded. But Lucifer, the devil that owns a nightclub in Hollywood, California. And then there's this other show called Peaky Blinders, based in 1930s gangsters from Ireland, I guess. Anyway, it's really, really good shows. Those are awesome. I love those shows. Those I will spend my time like when I'm going to go to sleep. And then I can't do it. But what else? I gotta make something else. Oh, chulo. Move. Now you gonna go wash the hands? You helping cook? I know you're not. You're looking for food. You're always looking for food, sir. And destroying my shit. Yes, you are. Looking for food, destroying my shit. The other one's just retarded. Let me go wash hands because now I gotta do food. Yeah, man. Went out today and I'm wearing my Martin Luther King shirt today. I usually do, but it's not. And some lady said, hey, "Why are you wearing that? You're not black." I'm dang, man. It's not about race, you know. It has nothing to do with race. It has to do with who I consider heroes, like what the true definition of a hero is. You know, there's a lot of heroes: Abraham Lincoln, Jefferson, Tillman, the soldier from that left his football career to join the military after 9/11, and he passed away. You know, somebody, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, which was my first books when I didn't know English at all. I started learning English, and I couldn't even say anything until I was maybe 11 years old, 10, maybe 11 years old. I started learning English, and one of the first books I picked up, and this is back home in California, it was Malcolm X. And you know, I've always been into history. I love history so much. It's just so fascinating to me, man. Real stuff that happened. And I picked up the book Malcolm X. I barely understand, but this is what I had to do to learn English. But it wasn't going to be comic books or anything. It was just going to be something real life. So I picked up Malcolm X. Fascinating man. Too bad his own people killed him, and that's true. But Martin Luther King, these people are heroes. You know, it's what the true definition of what I believe a hero is. A definition of it is someone who knows that there's a sacrifice to their life or to anything that might damage them in one way or another, or even take their life, but yet they still do it for the betterment of another person or a group of people or for society in general, man. And that's those are the people I grew up admiring since I was a little kid. Not movie stars. Oh, look, he saved the puppy. You know, those aren't heroes, man. Thank God some of them did save a puppy, but those aren't heroes, man. Movie stars, rap stars, yeah, we like their music and all that, but they're not heroes, man. We have this morbid fascination with these people. They're not what's portrayed in their films or their freaking music, man. But you know, life's too short to be considering to I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But life's too short to be, you know, just wasting your time on nothing. Like I have this super urge. I'm 51 now, but I went through a really bad midlife crisis when I was in my 40s, 40 something, and it just like a snowball effect. Just went all the way down. I went really hard. I had a good job. I didn't care about that. I had money saved. I didn't care about that. I had a good place, loft downtown that I was buying. All these cool things, you know. Heading on my way to, you know, the normal everyday rat race, man. It's that midlife crisis just hit me so hard. I didn't care about anything. Gave up my loft, gave up my car, except for one. Money, I spent that like nothing. Didn't care about anything. Then one day I snapped to it, and I thought, you know, I'm 50 years old. It took me 2 years to finally realize it and get those emotions. I couldn't even sleep. It was like super anxiety. I couldn't even sleep for a couple of hours. It was just this fire inside me of anger, depression, anxiety, like all the things you realize how old you are and how short of time you have left. And you're looking old. You're not young anymore. Oh my God, thinking about it just bothers me. It freaking bothers me. But anyways, when I was 50, actually, 2 years ago, or 1 year ago, a year and a half, whatever, I snapped to and I told myself, you know, I was drinking a lot too, a whole crap load. And I told myself, you know, I'm gonna be 51 years old, and if I don't do things now, what's gone and what happened before, well, that's gone and never coming back. But if I don't do something now, I'm gonna be in my deathbed laying in there, and God forbid that's gonna be torture, laying in my deathbed thinking about all the regrets and things I should have done. I'm 51, man. I'm not 80. You know, I still could do a lot of things. It's the films that I've always wanted to make. Thank God, that's my gift. My gift is writing. I can write stories. I can do really cool things. I have a bunch of stuff. I just never put it into practice because you get involved in this rat race bull crap. And you start forgetting your dreams. But then you realize, at 50, man, you only have one life and you're never coming back. And it's not to be sad or depressing or anything, but you're gonna die too. and you're never coming back. None of us are. So the only thing you leave behind is what you did. Look at all these Michael Jackson, all these people, Martin Luther King, Malcolm, all these people are remembered by the things that they did. The music they made, you know, the films they made. That's what we'll be remembered by. Night. Oh, he was a good golfer. Oh, he was, you know, he had the fanciest house. He had, holy man, he had so much money. Because you didn't take anything out with you. None of it. Your house is going to belong to somebody else. That house is going to belong to somebody else after those people die. Your car is probably going to be in the junkyard, scrap. Eventually, your family's going to wind up forgetting about you too. Maybe your kids won't for a little while, but your grandkids and all those. No one goes and visits the graves like that. You know, no one's going to be like, oh, my great-great-great-great-grandfather. Oh, I still remember him. No one ever says that, man. You can be buried in the ground, and one day you're going to be like all these other cemeteries down here off of Washington that are, oh, look, we found a cemetery. We were mowing the lawn, and we found all these tombstones. Well, let's dig them all out and build condos. That's what happens, man, when you die. It's, like I said, it's not sad or depressing or anything. It just makes you, hopefully, realize like I did, man. Just, life's too freaking short. Now I don't live life, man. I live it freaking hard. I don't sleep. I hardly sleep because of anxiety, but it's because, man, I got so many things I want to do, and I can't breathe because of COVID. That fucked up my lungs. But a long time ago, still can't get over it, but that's a different story. But I still can't sleep, you know. I have this anxiety. I want to do things, and just this motivation, man. Not this frustration. It's not frustration. It's motivation. I want to do so many things. I'm back to writing stories. I'm back to finishing my scripts for movies. Maybe one day I could get involved with people here. I try to get involved with some people here that were filmmakers, and they're not my type, man. They're just not my style. Not my style. One, I'd probably have to go back home or just wait until more Californians come down here, because there's a whole crap load of us coming down here. And that's why I started that Facebook page, Californians in Houston. Because there's a whole bunch of us. And hopefully, you know, get some creative people with me and start doing things, because that's one thing I've always wanted to do. And, you know, when I was younger, when I was in my 19 years old, I think it was 18, 19, I was a pretty good looking kid, you know, and I can't say that now. So, you know, you grow old and ugly. But when I was 18, 19 years old, even in my 20s, I was a pretty good looking kid. But, you know, I used to exercise and everything. And I used to work for this one restaurant. And this one lady came in one day. I was back home in California. She came back in there and she's like, oh my God, you should be a model. And I was bald, like shaved bald. That was the way I liked it. And but I exercised. I had, you know, muscles. I wasn't this big old guy because I don't have the body for it. But I had my muscles, like athletic kid. And she was turns out she was a talent agent for Beverly Hills modeling agency. And I was like, ooh, no, that's gay. You know, the macho stereotype deal you grow up with in Hispanic neighborhoods. Ooh, that's gay. I'm gonna be a model. That's gay. Man, so many missed opportunities. So many freaking missed opportunities. Somehow, you know, I can't blame my parents or culture, but you grow up in this culture of you know, especially Hispanic culture, and I hate to say it, but it's true. It is macho, which I believe in a lot of it, because there's some things that, you know, guys shouldn't do, including crying in public. I don't believe in that, man. Just hold it in, man. The family needs somebody strong, including the mom, of course. But, you know, it's easier to see the mom cry. It's more acceptable. But where was I? I went out on a little rent there. But yeah, anyways, you grow up in this little weird culture, and things. Man, you get so many missed opportunities because of that. Especially when I was back home in California. I have a friend that is 51 years old, 52 years old, still trying to get into Hollywood. I go, man, sometimes you need a plan B. You know what I mean? You go with plan B and do that, but also don't forget your dreams and do your hobby, of course. You've been in a few like soap operas and things like that, but living at home and being a waiter at 52, man, living with your mom, good thing she's still alive, right? But living with your mom, being a waiter, still trying to make it into Hollywood, no other plan B, bro. You have some friends that are, yeah, they're successful and all that. But sometimes if you're not, that doesn't mean it doesn't matter if your friends are successful. You know what I mean? Like you gotta do things for yourself. Always have a plan B. A could be consistent of a few things. It could be of your dreams, what you want to do. Movies, if that's what you want to do, and fight hard for that dream. But also have enough to make a living while you're pursuing that other dream, the big dream, the one you really want for the rest of your life. You got to do it that way. Lost my way, but I I've always had plan A's and plan B's, especially after that whole midlife crisis deal. And I've got real estate agent, HVAC certificate, IT certificate I'm doing now. What else? I mean, I got all kinds of stuff, which, a combination of that kind of stuff. And I have a normal job, the one I used to do before, selling heavy duty parts. So a combination of all that makes me more than what I used to make, way more than what I used to make before. But it's just this motivation, this thing you want, And money-wise, not suffering at all, by no means at all. But dream-wise, yeah, man, Hollywood, not necessarily living in Hollywood, but just the whole idea of Hollywood, man. The whole idea of the glitter, the glamour, the lights, that whole lifestyle, that whole movie actor lifestyle, man. I love that so much. I've never experienced it, but of what I know it is, it's just beautiful. That's what I live. That's what I want in my life. And like I said, my talent, thank God, my talent that God gave me, the gift God gave me is writing. Writing, and I can think of awesome stories, and I can think of awesome funny stuff, and I'm gonna have to do something, man. I'm looking for people that are in that same type of mentality that I am here, but man, in Texas, bro, it's not the place for it. It's not Hollywood. There's a lot of creative people in Hollywood, in California, because that's where people go to because of the whole idea of Hollywood, right? So that's where people migrate to. All these talented people, all these IT people, all these computers and everything. It's all talent. It's all creativeness. It's everything. That's what California is. California is a very creative, innovative state. Whether people want to admit it or not, that's something else. But it is a trend-setting state. What happens in California will eventually happen throughout the whole entire country, then eventually the world. It's not the 5th largest economy in the whole entire world, beating England and beating all these other economies for no reason. It's California. Be proud that it's in our country. No matter what your politics are, and not, trust me, I don't agree with everything that they say either. Shut up. You're ruining my train of thought, sir. But I don't believe in all the politics either. I don't like getting into all that, but I do believe in a lot of it, and I also believe in a lot of the conservative politics, like carrying a gun. You can't do that really in California, and by law you can, by the federal government, but over there, you can't. Sidewalks, near schools, there's basically nowhere. And I don't believe in that. I don't believe in, that's what the police is there for, because by the time the police gets there, you're pretty much screwed. It's up to you to defend yourself and your family. That's what it's for. God forbid I ever have to use it, like literally use it. I've had to pull it out a few times to possibly have to use it, but that's not something I look forward to at all. But thank God it's there, because if you need it, you have it. If you don't need it, well, you have it anyways. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And I don't know what else I want to make, but I don't know. I know what I want though. Oh yeah. This big juicy freaking watermelon. Whoo, Lord. Ice cold, juicy, delicious watermelon. Thank you, God. It's a good life. It's a good life for everybody. If you want it to be that way. Don't be a miserable person, man. Don't do road rage. Don't do any of that kind of stuff. Life is too short to be in a bad mood. And if you're in a bad mood, I read this book called The Secret. And if you read it, it's a spiritual book technically, but not really. You just have to read it to understand. It's kind of hard for me to explain it. But what you think and you feel, to be true, that's what you bring with you. It's like the law of attraction, basically. It is the law of attraction. What you want, you feel, you feel you have it already, and you feel good all the time, and you're thankful for the things you have and the things you're bringing into you. Then man, things just happen. Things just really, literally happen. So that's, you have to read that book, The Secret. It's I'm not. They're not paying me to say anything like that or nothing, because it's just me on freaking YouTube, you know. But just ranting because I'm bored, because I can't go outside as much as I want to. So I'm cooking. Another of my favorite things to do. But I'm gonna make this one red sauce that you have to fry. You have to boil everything and you have to fry it after you're done. You blend it all together and then fry it. But it's good, man. It's so freaking good with little strip steaks. I don't know, just stripping it up, and some rice and some refried beans. Oh my God, that red chili is so delicious. My mom used to make it a certain way. I just can't remember what the way it was. I know she used to use like these chilies, the whatever. I think she used to use these California chilies too, and dried, and then almonds, sesame seeds, a piece of bread, like toasted bread, and blend it all together, you know, after you boil it, and then fry it. Oh my God, that was so freaking delicious. I'll never forget that. Childhood was awesome in the 80s. Childhood was awesome in the 70s and the 80s. 90s, screw the 90s. Horrible freaking 90s, man. Oh my God, thank God that crap is over with. But anyways, it's a good life. Enjoy it. It's a lot of fun if you want it to be.